So let me just check YouTube quick to see that we are live. YouTube. Uh, yes, we are. All right. Hey there, everybody. This is the Swamp Cleaner, and we are live with a stream about what is going down in America. And today I'm here with my good pal Chris. I know you're just going to be hearing his voice today, his sweet, soothing voice. So that's what you're going to have to live with. I know you're disappointed. Hey, Chris, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing great. It's been a while since we've done one of these streams,
It has been a very long time.
but I thought now is a better time than any to do one because we can have a live reaction to the events that have just unfolded in America in the past 24 to 48 hours and what this means moving forward. So I want to just say formally welcome to the Banana Republic. Welcome, Chris.
Yeah, well, welcome to welcome to my banana.
And there you go. Stream's already done. We've already lost it.
All right,
Anyway,
we
but I know,
got
but like we've pretty much turned into like places like Nicaragua, places like that. I coined the phrase yesterday, Chiquita, but Chiquita America. So,
Yeah, did you just say Nicaragua?
I don't know. Maybe if people have the closed caption on the stream, maybe that's what it popped up as. But
That's
I think
that's gonna that's gonna be hilarious.
I thought I said Nicaragua. So.
Nicaragua?
Yep, that's what I meant. Yep.
Sorry, I apologize. I'm not going to derail your stream too much.
Oh, that's already happened. It's too late already. So we're just gonna
Yeah.
we're just gonna move right forward with this. So anyway, if you haven't noticed, uh, if everybody's been under a rock so far, but the FBI raided Donald Trump's Mar-A-Lago home.
You know who was under a rock and should have been raided?
What? Who?
Hunter.
Hunter. Well, dude, I mean, we've got plenty of video evidence of him breaking numerous crimes, even if it's like drug crimes or stuff like that.
Well,
I mean, it's
exactly,
still
under a
crimes
rock.
being broken. I mean, there's a video proof. Why didn't he
Uh-huh.
get a little raid on his Malibu apartment?
Yeah. Anyway, uh, proceed.
All right, I'm just gonna share my screen here, and we'll move forward. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can say it. Yeah.
Yep, former President Donald Trump's Florida home, Mar-a-Lago, was raided by the FBI. That was 2 days. No, that was 2 days ago. That was on the 8th of August, and actually, that actually coincides with Nixon's resignation. That's a little fun fact for everybody. The FBI raided the house on the same day that the President Nixon resigned back in 1974. And people pointed that out a little bit. But what's very fishy about this is the fact that this is a part of this Records Act violation that's being floated around, tossed around by the mainstream media and critics of Trump on the left and sycophants as well on the Twitters here. That he took files from the White House, classified files, and he was storing them improperly at his place in Mar-a-Lago. But funny enough, the president it's within his purview to have documents and declassify them at his own will, and they're disputing whether or not they're classified documents. But that's what you ever heard of those presidential libraries?
Mm-hmm.
Like Nixon, like the Nixon, even Nixon had a presidential library, and he had to resign in disgrace. But yeah, that's where it's not like a library where people can go to and read books that the president likes or something like that. There's not like it's nothing like that. It's just a place where they store their records. It's in the national. It's like a substitute to the National Archives. So they claim that he took these documents and he was also destroying documents because Maggie Haberman had a. Let me pull her up here, Maggie Haberman. New York Times. She had This is the woman who was from the New York Times, who was posting her. I think it was a report back in February about the Trump administration and Trump himself destroying documents. But there's also pictures. I don't know if I can find them here on her timeline, but there's pictures of like pieces of ripped up paper in the toilet. And look, there they are right here. This is it. This is the evidence they have here. Like you have to. Can you still see this? Can you see the
Yeah, yeah, and I'm
actions?
watching.
Yeah, look at this. This is what they have. Do you see these pictures?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they have as evidence of Trump destroying documents.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like he smashed 2 cell phones with a hammer and deleted 30,000 emails. I mean,
What a very, very good point. Very good point. Because you know what? I was about to bring that up. Hillary Clinton did way worse, which the FBI did investigate and found traces of and explained in quite good detail. But yeah, let me bring it up. Hillary Clinton, because she's actually campaigning off the fact that she did the exact same thing they're accusing Trump of, but worse. Because we actually know for a fact that she had this server at her home, and that where is it? I need to find this picture. Oh yeah, here it is. This is She's selling T-shirts and ball caps that say "but her emails," in mocking President Trump's situation. And she says over here, every "but her emails" hat or shirt sold helps Onward Together, which is established to support leaders, particularly young leaders, kicking off projects and funding new organizations to fight for our shared progressive values. And they're partners to defend democracy. That old chestnut, because we always got to defend our democracy. They build a progressive bench and fight for our values. Just saying. So she's selling products to people who will buy it from her, laughing in the face of Trump, who's being accused of doing far less than she was actually verified to have done. Because she had classified emails on her server, and that server was hacked by either the Russians or the Chinese, or hacked by somebody else, and because they can cover their traces with all that. So that's quite hypocritical, but that's the left. They believe that they can get away with it because, remember, their whole tagline is "nobody is above the law," when they are literally flaunting themselves and being above the law anyway. They want to give Trump the Alex Jones treatment.
did you hear that China is one of the freest places in the world?
Oh, yes. You know what? Actually, let's look at that right now. I think I can find that very immediately. Oh, yes.
The one China policy. We go there
Can
to
you hear that?
acknowledge the status quo is what our policy is. There was nothing disruptive about that. It was only about saying China is one of the freest societies in the world. Don't take it from me. That's from Freedom House.
See, I can say a blatant lie because don't take it from me. Take it from a third-party source who is biased towards socialism and communism in general because it's lefties who run that thing. So.
I mean, you only have to look on Freedom House to see that China is not a free society. I think I posted that on my Twitter. Like I screen capped it and posted it on my Twitter. You can go to my Twitter and it's fucking look at this profile. This is great.
Lock. Oh yeah, Stephen King with the hypocritical lock him up. Where are you at? How far down did you? Oh,
That's me.
yeah, Mr. Gangster dude. Nice setup. See, that's where you got your idea to wear your vest. Anyway, where is it? Hopefully, I'm not going to see anything on the
There you
timeline
go.
on
There
my
you go.
screen.
There you go. There you go. Go up. Go up. There we
Oh,
go.
one of the free societies. So, what the hell is she talking about? Is she just? Never mind. She's just lying, or she's just.
That's from the same website she quoted.
Well, this metric seems a little rudimentary, to say the least. Does this get any more like refined? Can you do a more detailed search than just free, partly free, and not free, or is that all you can get?
You can, however, for the purposes of just putting out a tweet, like I screen capped it.
No, yeah, I understand, but oh look, here's Joe Biden. He actually signed this PACT Act, which actually gives money to veterans to help them fight their diseases, which is a little.
Actually, he
good
looks
thing.
he looks rather sprightly in that clip.
Well, I mean, you know why? Because look what he's looking at. Whenever he is looking at a kid, he just seems to get that glow back in his eyes. So
Hang on, let me look.
you see that?
Yeah.
He's like, "Ooh, here's a pen," and he's just, how you doing?
That's a guy who could fuck up Popsicle or whatever his name is at the poolside.
Oh shit, dude. Yeah, I'd be like, "Sir, could you please step away from my child? You're staring a little bit too intently."
Yeah, please, sir. You're the president. Stop driving the ice cream van.
Oh, hey, did you see Justin Bieber?
No,
Did you see
what's happening with the Biebs?
in his Finland concert here? He did a little goose step and a little.
Yeah. All right, keep the Biebs playing. What's this?
Look at him do. He's doing the goose step and a Nazi salute there as he's walking around on stage. So
no, it's a Roman salute.
And there's a nice little goose step going on there. So yeah, he's in a little hot water for doing that.
Yeah,
so.
Ain't no half stepping. Yeah,
but,
I shit. I've been liking Justin Bieber's like more mature music for a long time, and now I'm pretty sure I just became his biggest fan.
Well, you know, you got to flock to what you like. So, but anyway, so back to the main topic. We the raid on the house of the president. What do you think about it? Because what's your first take on it? Because this has never happened before in history. Never has the FBI raided a former president or and also a possible contender for presidency again. I mean, it smells of just politics.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much my take on it. It's just politics.
Because, like, if you look at this here, like from Disclosed TV, just in, FBI refused to hand over the search warrant for the raid on Trump's Mar-a-Lago and kicked an attorney off the property. Yeah, what happened was they had a sealed warrant. So this is what happened. They roll up to the house with like 20 vehicles and like 30 agents with guns, tactical gear, all that shit. Get to the door, hand the person who's like the few lawyers that are there, because Trump was like in New York. They hand them the sealed warrant, a warrant that says, well, or they say, we have a warrant that you're not allowed to look at just yet because they claim it's classified. So you're not allowed to look at what the warrant says, but we're coming in and just taking stuff anyway. So that's pretty much what had to happen. Plus, they did it. They wanted to do it in private because they kicked the lawyers out and they strongly asked for them to turn off the security cameras because they have security cameras everywhere, but they refused to do so. So there is security camera footage of the raid. I'm just waiting for that to be released. But they were in there for an hour and none of the attorneys were allowed to overlook what they were doing.
Yeah. The security cameras also got turned off when Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
Oh, well, you know what? Curious that you brought up Jeffrey Epstein, because you know who the federal judge was, the federal magistrate that signed off on the warrant for the raid in the first place?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, he turned out to be
The
Jeffrey Epstein.
good folks at home might not be aware, so please.
Yes, the Judge Bruce Reinhardt, who is, and I'm quoting here, who is reportedly the most likely judge behind the warrant authorizing a raid, that's confirmed he was the judge who signed it off on the raid from former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, is the former attorney for convicted sex offender and notorious pedophile Jeffrey Epstein, along with, he was defending his pilots, another lady, and then another woman who's classified as Jeffrey Epstein's Yugoslavian sex slave. So yeah, he was definitely, and apparently the way he went around into becoming his lawyer in the first place was very shady. He was already working as a U.S. district attorney, and he resigned from working in that office for over a decade of work. Resigned there and started working for Epstein a few weeks later. So there's that. And then he's only recently become a federal magistrate. He became one in 2018. And he's posted, let me see if I can find it on my timeline, because I retweeted it. But he's biased towards.
He's bi?
He's biased. Here we go. From Jack Posobiec. Judge who signed off on Trump raid was anti-Trump, has anti-Trump posts and shared content from woke folks. So he retweeted Dan, this looks like it's a Facebook post, but from Dan Rather, he's like, I want to avoid getting too caught up in the tweets of Donald Trump, but there are some comments that are so far beyond the pale that one risks normalizing them by ignoring them. And the message that Trump said today about Representative John Lewis, a true American hero, is that John Lewis was the he was one of the civil rights leaders who marched with Martin Luther King. And he was there at Selma. I think he was beaten in the head. He was like one of the people who, so yeah, he was a prominent figure in the civil rights. But then of course he got corrupted and, just became a race baiter, just like most of them. He was just on the inside. This has to do with Russian collusion, yada, yada, yada. But this guy, Bruce Reinhardt at the time, this is just before he became a federal magistrate. He was still working for Epstein. He said, I generally ignore the president-elect's tweets, but not this one. John Lewis arguably has done more to make America great than any living citizen. That's arguable. Last August, I took my son to the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma so he can understand the kind of courage and sacrifice required to live in a democratic society. Well, we live in a republic.
Have you read Laptop from Hell?
Read is not a. I don't read all these books like from the left or the right.
I mean, like even just like it's a fairly much an objective coverage.
Well, I mean, I've seen the stuff coming out of the laptop. I know that's pretty much
like no. The book is amazing. Whether you read it or consume it in audiobook format, it's really worth your while.
Well, here, tell me a little bit of something about it.
Oh, I don't know. Go on fucking Google books reviews or some shit.
Well, I mean, have you read it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we're on the stream. Tell the audience a little bit about it. Give us like a minute or two, like a little synopsis of it.
Well, it's effectively, obviously, covering the whole Hunter Biden laptop situation. How it, but it sort of also covers rather in depth the sort of Biden pay for play history within politics, and it's really great. It's worth reading.
All right, you know what?
And that was book reviews with Chris.
Oh, don't worry. You know what? I think you might be. There's a job in there for you somewhere. Maybe you can do like an online review for like some kind of like Barnes and Noble kind of thing.
Yeah. Do you think if I told the ladies and gentlemen at home and non-binaries that I was unemployed, we could get a GoFundMe happening? I'm not actually unemployed, but
well, that doesn't. You don't tell them that. We can still do it.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binaries. I actually am unemployed. I'm on hard times over here. Please send me money. Send it to Harry first. He's my non-binary lover. Fuck,
Well, hey, I mean, we're
this
being
stream's
discriminated
garbage.
against. We're being discriminated against. So
Yeah, I know.
give me.
Do you think your wife would call it discrimination or call it fuck off?
Well, she'd probably call it fuck off.
I'm so glad that my face isn't on this stream.
Well, don't worry. We're showing a lot of stuff. We got a lot still to get through, so don't worry.
No,
there's plenty. There's plenty of the audiences being exposed to, so don't worry about that.
How many viewers do you have right now?
Oh, I don't know. Probably like 0 viewers, but no worries. It's whatever. I'm having fun.
Oh, you got 0 viewers?
Yeah, I think there was 1 or 2, and then like it went to 0, and it keeps going from like 1 or 2 to 0 and stuff. So whatever. But there's one more here from this judge who signed off on the warrant. He retweeted or liked something on Facebook. He said, "How do you explain privilege simply to those who don't see it? This video demonstrates," and it's simply this. It's a still image of that exercise that they have, and like when they interjected this CRT crap into the curriculums, where they have all the kids line up in the field or in the gym. And they tell the people, all right, so some people are privileged based off of skin color and stuff like that. Or I'm going to list a few. They say, like, I'm going to list. They don't say that. They don't say the premise. I forgot it. That's not what. But they list off a few things like, hey, when this happens to you, like if you get pulled over, like if your parents get pulled over by the cops, or do they have to like put their hands on the steering wheel and keep their hands exposed, or do they just say like, hi officer, how you doing? If your parents do that, or if your parents don't, like you take a step forward. So what they're trying to imply is if you're privileged, you take the steps forward while the other people are left behind, like the less privileged. And they're trying to interject it through a lens of race so they can get the people of color. Oops, I almost slipped up there.
I got a question for you. Like,
what's that?
Does Justin Bieber have to put his hands on the steering wheel?
Dude, he's not even in the front seat.
No, I mean, like
he's like Swift. He's 30,000 feet in their G6 to fly for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was making like a goose step joke, but yeah, whatever.
Oh, sorry, I ruined your joke.
No, it wasn't very funny.
Can you forgive me?
Yeah, I got you. Son.
All right. But so let's get back to Twitter here. Yeah, there's a lot of hypocrisy going on here, and I believe they're trying to bait people into trying to say stupid things online to try to get them banned, and that's also quite double standard too, because
James Lindsay was like banned on Twitter recently.
Oh yeah, he was banned for just for calling people sexual what do you call them?
Predators.
Well, he called them. He used another term because they're
Groomer.
not allowed to say groomer now.
Yeah.
He used a sexual like a child sexualization specialist or something like that. So, but they banned him because he's like, you can't, trying to get around our policy. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like they're the biased. See, the left believes through their lenses they make things equal by being like discriminatory towards others because they believe that there is a jumping off point of this privilege mindset. Some people are less off than others, and they see it as not a fault of their own, but the fault of everyone else in the system. When it's literally if you put into your life, you will get out good things in your life. You have to work for things.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's like a thought exercise. If it's unsafe for trans men, if it's unsafe for trans women, so men who've like turned into women, right? if it's unsafe for trans women to be in male bathrooms because of, sort of male sexual predation, then how is it safe for them to be in female bathrooms?
Well, that's the point of view kind of aspect. Like they want to focus on one perceived issue without understanding that if they
Or the repercussions,
the repercussions are much larger than the problem that they're trying to present.
anything external. So the
They're
left,
trying, like they say, like we're affirming people's genders and trying to understand and be tolerant for those who are going through tough times in their youth and trying to transition and understand who they are, at the cost of the security of I'm going to just say the normal people, because I'm sorry, it's still only a fraction of the population that identifies as transgender. So I mean,
it's unfortunately it's growing every day, but
and that's because of the fact of this CRT injection, this gender ideology injection. These curriculums have been transformed from just what you're supposed to do as a school is you're supposed to teach people objective truths about reality around them, like 2 + 2 = 4. So you teach them about math, and you teach them that the sky is blue, and why and that the clouds go by. You're not supposed to inject ideology where it's a debate and a discussion about what is actually true. That is for the individual to find out on their own later on when they are developing their viewpoints, not for you to impose on them as a child as a form of truth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they slip that in with your truth or our truth or their truth. There's none of those things. That's bullshit. Those are opinions and subjective viewpoints of reality. There is something called the truth, which is objective reality. You breathe in oxygen, a mixture of oxygen, methane, nitrogen, whatever. You breathe out mainly carbon dioxide. That's objective. Stuff like that. But they want to like scrub CO2 out of the atmosphere. I'm just like, you guys want to like what? Murder trees? Just like you want to murder babies in the womb? See, that's them. All of this nexus of all these progressive hills that they die on is a part of their subjective interpretation of reality because somebody else convinced them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the main rot that's happening in society these days. That's why you get people who believe Donald Trump was the incarnation of Hitler, and that it's justified to snoop around and raid his home, because who knows what we'll find. That's pretty much the justification. Who knows what we'll find, so we need to do it anyway.
I thought Justin Bieber was the incarnation of Hitler.
Yeah, but we knew what was in Hillary Clinton's servers at her home in Chappaqua, because the FBI did do an investigation, did find it, and before the election, famously, James Comey came out before 2016 election and said, "Here's all the things Hillary Clinton did illegally, but because we say the intent wasn't there, she shouldn't be charged." And turn that around on Trump, and they are assuming and insinuating the intent of what Trump was doing. It's a biased double standard, which everybody can see, because even normies, it's broken through the normies saying, hey, out of all the judges who signed off on this warrant, the one judge that did it was the one who's Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer. Even the normies are saying, hey, that's a red flag to me. So I think the facade is crumbling, but I believe we're in uncharted territory. That's why the lefties are like going ha 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 ha, because they're laughing at the right people like freaking out, and they're saying, look at this, they want to like finally hold the FBI accountable. Isn't that rich? Dude, a lot of people on the right have been saying that for years. Where are you at? It's because these people live in their echo chambers and just believe whatever CNN regurgitates to them.
I mean, admittedly, we do live in our own echo chambers.
Yes, and I won't deny that because I'm not going to engage in cognitive dissonance. But I'm going to say
Because-
with a caveat,
because the lefties who live in their little lefty echo chambers, they are as sort of adamant as you or I about being correct and about being right. That's not to say that they're correct. It's just that they are also sort of as militant as we in regard to their side being correct.
right?
Does it make sense?
Yes, no, I see that, and I
but, I
understand
mean,
that's hypocritical because that's a point. Because you're playing devil's advocate, and you're strong, and you're steel manning, which is good.
With the one caveat that the
we got
left
receipts.
Oh yeah, we've got receipts, and also that the left tend not to look outside of the left in terms of news journalism. They will purely exist within that left wing bubble, whereas we will look outside of that right wing bubble. Pretty much because we're forced to. And that the majority of news media is tinged with a left-wing bias. So we're kind of forced to sort of exist on the same playing field as them, albeit with a disagreement.
Right. Because Tim Pool's. Oh, I'll let you finish. Quick.
No, I'm done.
Right.
I'm done. I'm gonna go and drink.
Well, now hold on. We still got to talk a little bit here. But no, I mean that's a very good point because Tim Pool's actually brought that up because he actually shows this in his streams a lot of the time. This like who the right or who the left looks at for their it's like this little web extension that you can use quickly to break down people's social media intake from political bias, and he shows like examples of like right wing influence, like people like Jack Posobiec or people on the left like Max Boot, somebody like that. He'll show for a person on the left, they will, when it comes to left, moderate, or right wing sources, the average is like 80% left, like 15% moderate, or even like 16, 17, 18% moderate, and like 1% right wing, or like maybe even 0 in some cases for a certain few people. So that means they're just ingesting things, like almost all of it coming from the left wing view. And people on the right, there's going to be a bigger split. There's going to be like maybe like 50%. They're looking at things 50% of the time from the right, 30% of the time from moderate sources, and 20% from liberal sources. And sometimes the liberal sources are like up to like 30, maybe even like 40%. So, it goes
exactly what I was saying, that the media landscape is incredibly skewed toward the left. And people can say, "Oh well, no, it's moderate, or it's centrist." Okay, well, that's all well and good. However, there are very, very few right-leaning publications within the mainstream, or that are credited as mainstream. Whereas the left, the sort of they've got things that skew beyond the moderate or the center.
Yeah. Well, the left is the establishment.
Exactly. 100%. And all I want to say right now is fuck the left.
Well, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, when it comes to right wing,
I don't
like
legitimately mean fuck the left. Like, I don't want to fuck someone with
no,
purple hair
no,
and
they'll
pronouns.
claim that you either raped them or they're gonna kill your baby if you get them pregnant. So
Yeah, like if I wanted to do that, I'd fuck you.
so you either get me too'd or like they'll
Me
like
too.
do like a sacrificial ritual of like and sacrifice your baby on like an altar somewhere. But anyway, but no, when it comes to the right wing sources, like when it comes to the mainstream, yeah, there's few and far between. You got maybe like the Gateway Pundit, maybe I don't know who like any kind of publications. I wouldn't really call Fox right wing. They're more establishment like center right. They're really there and they're liberal in a lot of other ways. They're a facade, like almost like they just pay lip service to what would be considered right wing
Oh
views.
no. Fox is sort of like a center traditional right.
It's establishment neoconish and it's got too many holdovers.
Like what I mean, like what do people expect from Fox? Like, do people expect Fox is going to be, um, TPUSA or ONN? Like
No. I'm
do
just
you
saying
know? No, I'm not saying you, but like, what do people actually expect Fox is going to be? I mean, Fox is a mainstream cable channel.
that
And it has to
in
be presenting a
mainstream.
reasonably centrist um right wing position.
I know, but over the course of a few years, they've dropped the ball on several occasions on objective fact, objective truth, and didn't push back hard enough when
Oh,
in
I
legit
know
cases
that.
they have all the means and all the rights to do so. But you look at
I know,
that and
but
say, why not? Because of the connections they have.
what I'm saying is that, like, I remember when, the last election, right? The last federal election, and Fox didn't push back hard enough on the sort of fraud, right?
Remember, they called Arizona almost immediately,
Yeah,
and
I
they've
remember. I
never they've
remember.
saved they've never recovered from that. They lost so much credibility when they did that.
No, I know that, but they couldn't, and they can't be in a position where they're playing into that. It just it's not a viable position. I'm not here supporting like big business or anything.
No.
However, Fox News is realistically, sort of one of the greatest allies that we have.
Mhm.
Uh, and they're not as, as a corporation or as an entity
Yeah.
in the position that people like you and I are, to
Yeah.
be able to call shit out.
But, to give Fox a little
Do,
bit of
do you
credit.
know what I'm trying to say, don't you?
No, exactly. No, yeah, because they're between a rock and a hard place because of their big because they are big, they're a part of that centralist establishment paradigm, which has the same because, at in and when you're in that paradigm, the investors who are investing in Fox, because it's a public company and it's invested publicly, are the same people who are investing in CNN, MSNBC. You got BlackRock, all these people. So there's a certain
Yeah, I know, but
boundary level,
like
but
but those people don't give a fuck. I mean,
no,
IBM also made the death counters.
but
Uh for Hugo Boss, Volkswagen, like the people at the top of the pie, the crust on the pie, like these people do not give a fuck about any. They live in a different reality to you and I, and their their sort of existence, they will play both sides, and their existence is not sort of predicated on the borders that that our existence is, and our nationality is.
Well, there's
That
haves and
that
have-nots.
that
They're
yeah,
global. They're global citizens. We are
dude,
stuck.
these guys got G5s.
Yeah, they consider themselves the global citizenry. They are the hierarchy, and we are
Oh,
the
dude,
lower class.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
but let me but getting back to
I'm finally actually getting into this pod.
yeah.
This is not as funny as Lord Nifty and I.
Well, yeah, man, there's always those are great too because you can relax, unwind, have a more um relaxed stance on things. I like to really drill into like some of these issues
Mm.
that we can think about. Then we can also then take a funny take on once we you know really dissect it and take a look at it. Then we can like make fun of shit and like because I always do. I'm because like people say to me, Harry, you're gonna give yourself a heart attack because you're like stressing yourself out about all this stuff. When in reality, people assume that I take this stuff more seriously than I actually do. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is upsetting and it's quite frankly bullshit. But like I'm still gonna freaking, go out and relax and have a few drinks and have a fire in my fire pit and watch the
Well,
stars. So
like at the end of the day, I think this is one of the big problems that at the end of the day, we do go about our daily lives and the slow burn of what happens within within government and the machinations of government and bills that get passed, etc. That it's just such a slow burn and the trickle down effect. It doesn't really fuck with us immediately. Uh, so we are quite happy to, as you said, go outside and the fire pit and the stars and I don't know what you do.
to to a lot of these other people though from the other side, they don't. I mean, I think it breaks down a lot geographically because a lot of these people who are the pink-haired, basement-dwelling, soy latte sipping dudes are the people living in concrete jungles who are disconnected from all this other stuff. That they don't have the opportunity or the chance to go out and have a fire pit because public ordinance says you're not allowed to have an open fire because fucking liberals are pieces of shit who run the country, who run the city.
Yeah,
So I
well,
mean, it feeds into itself. I mean, and that's why I mean that's that meme, go touch some grass, and it's
hmm,
and I mean, and it shows like John Travolta going like, "What do you mean? Like, where's the grass?" And he's like literally in the middle of a cornfield.
yeah, like
That's the love there.
unless you're in Germany, and that's a big shout out to you, Andrew Hennessy.
Oh, but
um
apparently in Nevada, you won't be able to touch grass anymore because now grass is
I've
now
seen, yeah.
illegal. Yeah, you're not allowed to have grass anymore because it's too environmentally impactful because you're using up too much water. So I mean
Hmm.
that's retarded. But let me get back a little bit on track. Like I want to return to the Fox thing because like when it comes to the right wing media stuff, there's few and far
I
between
wasn't
for
I
like
wasn't even I wasn't even looking at the screen that I've got this stream on, but I've looked back and all I can see is like blatant self-promotion of your Twitter profile.
no, I'm just like I'm just stuck on my feed because I haven't really been like.
Yeah. Yeah,
But like
you
this is a
need
funny meme. Like today we had new inflation numbers show up, and apparently inflation fell to 8.5. And they're just like, and Joe Biden's like, hey, this is good. We didn't have any inflation this month. I'm like, you mean any more inflation higher than it was? It dropped, but that still means things are still getting more expensive at 8.5%. You idiot. But anyway, let me get this point out before we move on to like another topic. But when it comes to the right wing stuff, a lot of this independent things are happening with places like the Daily Wire. Like you see, like they're putting in hundreds of millions of dollars to make movies, to make
mm,
content, which is like they're trying to, besides the political stuff, which makes them like which gave them the prominence and their voice. They're trying to now make positive culture to reinforce our values because that's and like Tim Pool harps on this all the time that is how we will win this war. If we win the culture war, we will win the politics war, because we need to change the minds of people saying, hey, like, you know what? I don't really think it's fun to go screaming about like people not like accepting gender. Hey, I'm gonna go watch like a cool movie that the Daily Wire just came out with. It's that kind of stuff to like get people away from this vitriolic like uh like left-wing progressivism by offering up a positive alternative. Like that's why Tim Pool's trying to expand and just make positive content. That's why I have these documentaries like which you can still do in with a political veil, like What is a Woman, and still like push back on the message while still being entertaining and fun. And there's hundreds of millions of dollars that's being at this point invested in this, and mainstream, like, and this is where I'm tying in Fox here, because good on Fox. This is one good positive thing. And they started their like streaming service, Fox Nation, several years ago now, and I think it's 2018, so it's been around for about almost 5 years. And I think so, at least financially, that's the one thing that differs when it comes to the mainstream media combine, is the ones that like Fox, who are more financially driven because more conservative, slightly more conservative, slightly more capitalistic, not socialistic. They see the writing on the wall when it comes to where the money is going, so they're creating. Like if you go to Fox Nation is way more conservative than what you get on actual TV.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and that's the positive side about what Fox is doing. At least if they're going to toe the establishment line in a lot of cases, at least they see the writing on the wall for where the actual interest of the population is going, and it's away from this establishment, corporate, corrupt, oligarchical fusion of state and private sector, which is, what do you call that? Fascism. And to people like being independent, liberal. I mean, liberal in the classical sense, liberty-minded and free, sharing your own opinions and not being afraid to do so. And that's what people are yearning for. And I believe that's one positive side that Fox can at least see that that's what's happening. What do you think?
Oh, I just thought you were monologuing.
Oh. Anyway, but yeah, that was the end of it. But anyway, like, what's your opinion about the Alex Jones stuff?
Oh, Alex Jones is a fucking hero, and frankly, he should be celebrated for the great man that he is.
See, a lot of misconceptions happened especially over the trial.
I mean, dude, like the thing is, how long have we been friends? We've been friends what, 6 years, 7 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Like initially, when you and I first became friends, like I thought you looked like the Sandy Hook shooter. As a joke.
Oh Jesus, I think I remember that. What are you doing?
Did I actually say
it's
that?
Like, dude, you look like a mass shooter. It's like, what do you want to get me red flagged or something? You want to get me in an FBI raid?
Yeah, we can make that happen.
All it takes is a tweet.
All right, where's my Twitter at?
No, please.
Man, what's your handle these days? Like, you've gone through so many different handles.
Did you know I got my original account back? You know that, right?
Yeah.
Right when all this Elon Musk stuff was going on, and that deal is still probably going to go through, because I think all this stuff with the lawsuits and all that, he wants Discovery to see how much fake crap is on this site, because once he does, if he doesn't buy it, Twitter is done, because people are going to sue it into oblivion, especially the advertisers. So,
all right, I just tweeted something. You
Oh,
might want to have
God.
you might want to have a look at that.
Oh God, oh no. What? Done what? He might have done it. Okay. All right. Well, that's fine.
Can you show that on the screen? Yeah. There you go.
But yeah, that's my original account. Yeah, but I finally got that one back after years of it being suspended for wrongly, or like because the algorithm doesn't understand sarcasm. It was like I was responding to like Bunty King. Remember that dude?
Yeah,
and it was making like
I remember. I remember
yeah,
how
remember
you
you remember
originally,
exactly
yeah.
why, but yeah, that's why I got it. But I just appealed it because I'm thinking, oh, now's the time because I was heard people got their accounts back, so I appealed it. It was right in the middle of when this Elon Musk thing was just going down, and 24 hours later, hey, yeah, it's unsuspended. So I got my original account back, and I still have my second account too. So I got two of them, which I will go back and forth between because I still
There
have
you
like
go.
different. Because dude, it's cool because like my old account is almost kind of like a fresh account, so the timelines are completely different, even though I'm like subscribed to the same people.
But how do you actually like manage going between two accounts? That's kind of fucked. Like
I just go like this.
yeah,
You see this? Boom.
I know how it works. Like
Okay.
I know actually how it works. It's just I literally don't have the patience for Twitter on one account, let alone two. Um
Hmm.
so I don't sort of really understand how you could you could even maintain that.
Well, yeah, that's easy. I mean, I just like I'll like argue with some people on one account, and then like go to the other account, argue with people, and then by the time we go back to the other one, the other people responded, so I can just yeah, it's fun to just like maybe take like 2 hours. I'll randomly like take 2 or 3 hours and just start like arguing with people for like petty reasons, serious reasons. I don't give a shit. Like, and other people really think I take it like as seriously as I do, and sometimes yes I do because it's legitimately just like this FBI raid or just like the precedent set with the Alex Jones trial. Those things are very serious, but a lot of these people completely miss the point because they are stuck, like we've talked about previously, in that enclosed bubble and don't see the forest through the trees. And
Mm,
when you try to explain it to them, it's just like woo over their head, man. It's like they're completely like fish staring at you. It's weird.
mm,
See, like, look at this stuff. Like, I literally people believe that Donald Trump like attacked Secret Service in the limo and tried to
mm.
grab the steering wheel and turn back to the Capitol. And I'm just like, they believe the Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony, but they don't know that that's hearsay. And the
Yeah.
testimony is still undisputed. They say it's undisputed, but I'm just like the Secret Service guys came out. There was articles about the Secret Service people debunking and disclaiming whatever she said. And look at this guy. He's saying the Secret Service didn't debunk anything. Tony Anani is a known bullshitter. Oh, see, look, and because remember, they're allowed to gatekeep and thought police and assume who people are and what their intentions are, but we're not allowed to do that to them. And has flipped his story many times. He's more than welcome to give his testimony. January 6th is waiting. Plus, that wasn't even the dumb bombshell in your testimony. You focus on stupid things. See, look, and that's the thing. The, and wait, what was that person's Twitter handle? 2000 Mules is a hoax. Blue Wave, Trump lost, everyone knows it, MAGA and QAnon. See, I don't believe see here's the thing.
Mm.
Lefties don't even know the majority of the like because Tim Pool said this. People on the right generally understand what people on the left think and their arguments, while people on the left have no fucking idea what people on the
Well,
right are even thinking.
I kind of said that earlier that
Yeah,
and
and that goes
it's
into like the viewpoint thing. Yeah,
well, no, it kind of goes to the fact that people on the right, we're sort of forced to consume
yeah, and we're in
left
tune with
wing
what they
meaning.
think and how they think.
Mm.
And I'm just like they plaster everybody as like QAnon here. I'm just like I don't believe any of this.
I
Never
am I
believed any of the QAnon shit.
yeah
I
I
mean,
I just want to say, like, on this stream, like, I am actually the QAnon shaman.
hey, oh, the shaman. Okay, how'd you get out of jail, man?
Well, it was just a prison of the mind, really.
Dude, but yeah, like look at this. 2000 Mules is a hoax. How? The movie hasn't been debunked. They use security camera footage from the drop boxes, and it showed on several occasions, multiple times, people the same person would come through time after time and drop multiple ballots out of bags, out of boxes, into the thing. Extremely illegal, but no, these people sycophantically just toe the line. They want to get attention. They want to get clicks. Want to get likes. It's a virtue signal for their morally bankrupt viewpoints.
Yeah, I'm morally bankrupt.
Huh?
I don't know why you keep what's going on here on your. I'm just looking. I'm looking
just going through. I'm just sliding through this thing and taking a look at what everything is saying. Like, here we go. MSNBC's Frank Figliuzzi, or Figliuzzi. Yeah, I think that's.
Oh yeah, bring it up. Click on it.
Says FBI agents do not like
It's
to turn raid.
Faluzi.
Faluzi. Okay. Yeah, I'll just stick with that one. Faluzi. So,
Yeah,
okay.
I'd say it was
you know what? I
Faluzi.
retweeted this on my other account yesterday.
Like I'm fake Italian. I know how this shit goes.
No, but here in real time, I'll show you how the mainstream media, at least most of the mainstream media.
Oh
will
no, I
counter
know. I know. I've been watching it as
word
well.
raid. So this was the Chiron before as he was talking. FBI raids Trump Mar-a-Lago. And he says the FBI doesn't like using.
I like that you use the word Chiron.
Well, that's what it is.
That just shows that you're a smart media observer.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, as opposed to what it says on the bottom of the screen.
Well, I mean, I guess that's like it's kind of like if if you've been paying attention long enough, you start picking up on the small things, and and that's how it's kind of like how they say like the people who scream the loudest are the ones who have barely been introduced to a topic, but then the people who are more knowledgeable about the topic are the ones who like don't say as much.
Yeah, this it's kind of like it's exactly that. It's like people who say something is easier, and they have no knowledge of it. Who's can you look that up, because it's actually a thing. And it's coined by someone, or it's coined.
Well, I know it's like a bell curve of some kind or something like that, but
no, you want to talk about the bell curve? Let's bring Justin Bieber back up. Let's talk about the bell curve.
No. I think I know what you're talking about, because like people like Sticks and Hexhammers talked about it. Like
yeah,
people who are more knowledgeable don't talk about like subjects as much. Let me see if I can Google that.
Yeah, look it up, because it's actually accredited to that condition, for lack of a better descriptor, is actually accredited to someone.
Typing this. Well, that's just telling me like people who talk less or have more brain power. No, I'm not looking for that.
Yeah, that's exactly this entire stream. I've been talking.
Oh, no. Oh, I thought you were talking. Oh, wait, yeah. Well, there is something called the Dunning-Kruger effect.
That's
why
it.
People
It's
talk about things they know nothing. Oh, yeah.
That's it. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Okay, yeah, this is it. Like, why people talk about things they know nothing about. Yeah.
Yeah, named after my niggers, Dunning and Kruger.
Oh, Jesus.
What up? Those motherfuckers.
Yeah, so I found that it's like there's an article here. Let me share the screen here.
Do you know what the great thing is that we're streaming, so you can't actually bleep that retrospectively?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not. It's not going to get a strike or anything because they were using it within context, so you'll be fine. Plus,
the context of calling Dunning Kruger niggers. You're using it in context.
Yeah, it's positive context. So there you go. Plus, you didn't say the hard R, so you're fine. So.
Oh, I can hard R the shit right now.
No. That's fine. That's fine. But here, let me.
Oh, dude, I'm so tempted.
Let me share this one. Let me share this article here. Let me share this. Share screen. This one, share, bang. Yep, the Dunning-Kruger effect. Why people talk about things they know nothing about. Let me read a little bit of this. Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yay.
Yeah, the Dunning-Kruger effect can be summed up in one sentence. The less we know, the more we think we know. Because we fill in the space with, it is a cognitive bias with what people with fewer skills, abilities, and knowledge tend to overstate those same abilities and knowledge. As a result, they tend to become ultra rapidarian. That's a new word. I'll have to look that up.
Can you highlight that?
Yeah, let me. It says ultra
rapid. Oh, that's a tongue twister.
Yeah, ultra rapidarian.
Rapidarian. Yeah, you got that shit in the bag.
People who People who express
do you know what? Do
opinions
you know
about...
what? Do you know what I love? I love when we read an article and we do it at the same time because it's kind of like we're holding hands.
I know, right?
Fucking faggot.
And there goes the stream now. Anyway, people who express opinions about...
I'd like to give you the Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yeah, my nigga.
Oh shit! You just fucked your own stream. There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
People who express opinions about everything they hear.
You were looking for a Dunning in your Kruger, and what you got was a nigger.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I mean, that's some people's fantasies. I know, that's for sure.
I know.
Okay,
I love the fact that you're a cuckold.
Shut up. All right. Anyway, back on track here. All right, Jesus. All right. So the ultra rapidarians are people who express opinions about everything they hear without knowing anything, but they think they know a lot more than others. Now, some of this is, I can call out myself because I don't want to be hypocritical. I've done this before, and I think we've all done this to a certain extent. It just depends on how much you do this. What the fuck is this? Get out of here. Anyway, it all depends on how often you do this and how often you call yourself out on your own cognitive dissonance when it comes to this. So I think if this happens to everybody, it's just how much. And I think it happens to the people on the left.
Are we still talking about the Dunning-Kruger effect, or
Like this happens to people on the left way more than it happens to people on the right. I'm not going to claim that it doesn't happen.
I kind of slipped into oblivion, and I was just like, "Are we talking about your sort of like sexual proclivities?"
No, we're actually talking. We're not talking about Dunning or Kruger or anybody.
Dirty bastard! You absolutely dirty bastard, Harry. I love you so much, like, you know, but you're a fucking weird cunt.
All right, here. Let me read this. Okay. The problem is that the victims of the Dunning-Kruger effect do not just merely give an opinion or suggestion, but try to impose their ideas as if they were absolute truths. That's why you see people talking about, Trump's warrant. It's this. They have the evidence and they have the blah blah blah. I'm just like, no, you're stating these things as a matter of fact when you don't know what's in the sealed warrant. You don't have any evidence. You have hearsay. You have accusations, and that's all they have. But they impose their beliefs to be true because they cannot deal with the reality that possibly it might not be true, and they cannot handle that cognitive dissonance or that level, so they have to shut it down. They have to do this. Many look the others as incompetent or ignorant. Of course, dealing with these people is not easy because they tend to have a very rigid way of thinking, and they'll tend to just block you and call you a maggot. So
yeah.
So
whereas conversely, I would just call you a faggot. Kind of rhymes.
Oh my lord!
Oh my lord!
But you know what?
Lordy!
I think that's a good way to wrap this up because we're actually over an hour here. But
it's good.
What's happening here is this that I like that because that summed up what's happening a lot right now, especially when it comes to like the Alex Jones stuff, which sets a precedent. The FBI raid on Trump's. This has never happened before. Remember, this is the first time in American history when a former president and a possible political rival for the upcoming 2024 presidential election has their private residency raided by the FBI for very wish-washy legalese and highly dubious reasons. So everybody who's
100%.
pointing this out says it's political. I tend to agree. Is there a bias there? Could be. Maybe there's some Dunning-Kruger effect going on right now. Who knows?
Mm.
But at least I'm aware of what's going on and aware of any shortcomings that I could have on this.
Well,
But
I think
how do you sum this up?
well, no, I think that you've learned a lot from this podcast or this stream. I think you've learned a lot, and I'd like to basically congratulate myself for teaching you a few things. I feel sort of a level of accomplishment that until you have I think until you have a child, you will never understand. Um, and I will probably never have children. However, I look at you as my child, and
Should I call you professor? Should I call you sensei?
I just call me dad, and
Daddy.
you're a sick fuck, and the sense of pride that I have right now is just immeasurable. So I'm glad that I didn't completely destroy your channel. However, I have been trying. Nigga.
Well, maybe we've succeeded this time. Maybe by the time I'm done, I'll click end on the stream soon, and maybe my channel's.
You didn't even catch what I said at the end of that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I dropped there. I didn't do a hard R, but I dropped it.
I think maybe I was talking over you. Maybe people didn't hear that.
Do you want me a hard R?
No. I prefer that.
Can we? How are we going to close this out?
By not saying the.
No, we're not going to. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to watch Joe Biden try to put on his shirt?
No, not really.
Okay. Oh well, here's what the FBI found inside Trump's safe. By the way, but yeah, they broke into his safe, and apparently they didn't find anything what they were looking for. But I mean, here's a nice meme. He's got a Diet Coke can, wad of toilet paper, golf club, Make America Great Again hat, nothing burger. Can you see that? Oh shoot! You know what? I got a screen share. Oh, my bad.
There you go. Bitch.
Yeah, Terry, you're dumb. All right, there we go.
There
see
we go,
that?
Bitch.
That's what apparently. Yeah, you got to Make America Great Again hat, Diet Coke can.
That's yeah. Okay, yeah. That's dope.
Anyway, alrighty.
All right.
Yeah, we'll call you on the stream here.
Yeah.
I hope you guys, if anybody was watching, I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Thank you for having me on.
It's been too long.
Yeah, I legitimately am sorry that I didn't add any value to your YouTube channel.
No, dude, no. You made those couple good points there that we really drilled in on. So no, I appreciate that.
I'm a little bit sort of saucy, but it's all good. And I think with a hard R, we should go out.
No, I'll just click end stream right now.
I'm not gonna hard R it.
No, we're
I wouldn't.
Hey, everybody, this has been the Swamp Cleaner. I hope you guys had a good one.
Thanks, guys.
All right, we'll catch you later.
Bye.
Peace.